Hi, my name's Connor. I just graduated and I don't know what I want to do to go into post-secondary, but I know I want to go into post-secondary.
My name is Darren McKay and I'm a program chair at Bull Valley College.
What if my marks aren't high enough to get into post-secondary? What are some things that I can do to help my chances?
So there's actually a lot of different pathways into post-secondary. Our traditional thought is take all of your 30 level courses, get the grades that are the requirements for post-secondary, apply for university and get accepted. That's one pathway to post-secondary. There are a lot of possible pathway options. Some post-secondary institutions offer academic upgrading, and so that could be a good place to start. If, for example, you didn't get the required grade in Biology 30, you can go and take Biology 30 again at a post-secondary and then be able to transition into some of their courses. That's always a really good option. There are other pathway options as well. Some smaller institutions or post-secondaries could have university transfer programs. So if you go to a place like a community college, for example, and take a year or 2-year university transfer program, they should have transfer agreements with several universities in Alberta. That could be a really good option as well. It's a nice option for folks as well who are kind of a little intimidated to go into the university setting right away. And you can have smaller class sizes, more contact with your instructors and professors, and that can be a nice option. There could also be some competency-based models. So it's an emerging trend in post-secondary where they look at skills and competencies that are already existing in a student. They test those out and then you don't have to take those particular courses and you take the courses where you need to develop your skills. Again, that's an emerging trend, but might be something that we see a little bit more in the future. So there are lots of pathway options into post-secondary aside from get the grade and apply for a university.
Where can I get more information about transitioning to post-secondary?
There's a lot of sources. The first source could be your high school guidance counselor. A lot of the times you would have an appointment with your high school guidance counselor and discuss your career aspirations for future, and they might be able to give you some advice into as to what post-secondary you might want to go to and how to transition to that particular institution. If you have an IPP, for example, you may very well have a transition plan in the IPP when going into post-secondary, so referring to that would be a really great idea. There's also an organization called PADRA, Post-Secondary Accessibility and Disability Resources Association of Alberta. They hold a yearly event where the accessibility offices for post-secondaries come and they set up booths and they do presentations and they have a student panel, and you can talk to the different accessibility offices for post-secondaries and get a lot of really good information there. You might also be able to access some programs. For example, the Foothills Academy's Road to Post-Secondary for Neurodiverse Students is a great program. And then you should also access the LD and ADHD Network website with lots of resources there to help you out with your transition.
How can my parents or friends support me as a student with a disability if they aren't involved in my PSI?
So some PSIs or post-secondary institutions offer information sessions and events prior to starting the term or maybe as part of their new student orientation that would include events for parents that can come and help to figure out how they can support their student in the post-secondary. A good example is Mount Royal University. They have something called supporter sessions for parents and others who might be supporting those students. Alberta University of the Arts has a parent transition orientation event. And I think that one of the most important things is you as an adult student communicating with the supports in your life to make sure that they're giving you what you need as well.
The most helpful thing that I've learned from this session is how easy it is to gain that information about transitioning to post-secondary and all the helpful institutions that there are to help me feel more confident in my transition.